Hey everybody, it's Johnny Elise. Today is Wordy Little Wednesday. I don't know if y'all, you should have tapped in by now.
Shake your body on the floor, just let it lose control. Forget everything you know tonight. Come on, hit the dance floor, just let your body go. Forget everything you know tonight. Shake your body on the floor, just let it lose control. Forget everything you know tonight.
Yes, but what better way to be wordy than just coming on here and talking to y'all? So, like, I know you guys have seen my promo video, you've probably seen my flyers, you've seen my flash sale, you've seen my TikToks, you've seen my random little videos, just all a little window for you all into my world. I just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of insight on the brand because you need to hear it from me, right? Yeah, okay. So, by choice. What does it really mean? Other than the obvious meaning of adding choice into, our everyday walk of life, it means so much more to me. And I feel like I have to express that. So, Wordy Wednesday. Let's get it. For me, like how I explained in my promo video, like when COVID first happened, I lost my job and I was really put into a position where I was like, you've got to find your why. You've got to find your happiness. Like you've done your part and not falling to the wayside and just, staying stagnant. You've gotten out here, you've made new friends, you've gained new encounters that are stretching you, what I like to call stretch assignments. You might be familiar with that on your job. But it's basically the assignment that put you to the test to see what other things you could be capable of. So I had a really good friend of mine. I was there just being a shadow, and she didn't even know I was learning, but I was happy to be there. So in that moment, like I had a lot of talks with her, like, okay, I gotta get something of my own. And I wanted that. You gotta make sure that the things that you're interested in, that you see and maybe be inspired by, you gotta make sure you really want them. You don't wanna be out here trying to fulfill and live someone else's dream because it looked good. Not gonna work. Not gonna work at all. It may work for a little bit, but it ain't gonna work deep down. It ain't gonna work, sweetie. No. So yeah, you gotta make sure it works. So I sat and I thought long and hard. It might have been like a whole month worth of me just like taking time out of every day to just think. I settled on one initial idea and it's still a really good idea, so I ain't gonna tell y'all. But my first idea, it was a bit far stretched for me. So I wanted to be realistic with myself and I wanted to dial it back a little bit and be like, okay, Johnny, what makes sense for your everyday walk of life? For what you're trying to do right now, what is it? What can we call it? And I kind of began my journey of finding my brand because of my hair. If you know me, you might know that a couple years ago, I cut all my hair off. I mean, like down to the scalp. Yes, this pretty face you see right here, bald. Real bald. Oh, they say that and that's all bald, like chemo. That is so just, Take it out. Anyways, I cut all my hair off and I really was just kind of like, the way that people treated me when I cut my hair off wasn't real nice. Like, I can be honest, friends and family, and although I know they meant no harm because they love me, it didn't really have me feeling like, okay, girl, I see you. They had me feeling like, Johnny, are you okay? And I just wanted to own the fact that, like, why when a girl make a huge, not even just a girl, when anybody makes a huge change, people jump straight to, are you okay? Thank you for checking on me. I appreciate you. But I'm perfectly fine, and I'm really fine to myself. That was really my overall response. I was even in a relationship at the time, and didn't know hair was gonna be that important because I wasn't sitting somewhere ready to ask for permission. Like, babe, can I cut my hair? Like, you think that's gonna be cute? I just cut my hair and I showed up, like, did not go over well. So of course, nobody was disrespecting me, but it was just the underlying feeling of like, damn, she done cut her fucking hair off. And I didn't like that because I'm cute. So, like I said, in me owning my decisions, I started off with bald by choice. I did a lot of research. I looked at a lot of different hashtags because I wanted to see what the audience was for. And I came to the realization that was, more so for cancer patients and people who have overcome their battle with cancer or in owning their journey with cancer and shaving their heads before the time or with their hair falling out. So although I resonated with it and I saw the beauty in it, I wanted to let that stay where it was. So, like I said, then that led me to by choice. So when I said, okay, I'm owning this, I'm taking back the negative connotation and I'm spinning it to empowerment, and how that really elevated me. And that hair journey of having no hair on your head, having to own yourself with maybe just some lashes, some glosses, some brows, and some earrings. You gotta own it, baby. You gotta be confident. You gotta show up everywhere like you know who you are. And although I've always felt like that person, you know, like I said, stretch assignments. Sometimes you need something else to come show you what's really good. So started off with the by choice. And when I first said it out my mouth, I said yes. Like, this shit could go crazy. It could just be huge because it's so much in there, right? Okay, so then when I started trying to really think, I'm at the brainstorming stage, and I'm really like, okay, let's talk progression. Let's talk elevation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much that we have to consciously do by choice in order to stay, you know, afloat. And I'm not saying it could be small scale or grand scheme, because even your everyday schedule is by choice. You're making choices so that you can stay on top of things, or you're making choices so that you're behind on things. It is by choice. And I felt like once I acknowledged that and once I called that out, then it forced me to tap in so many different ways, right? Okay, so I'm just thinking like how I wake up in the morning. What I have realized about myself is that I wake up, I have set a schedule for me to take all my vitamins. I'm real serious about my vitamins, y'all. I gotta take like 10 vitamins a day, couple times a day. So I'm real serious. I wake up, I take my vitamins, I drink my water, and I pray. Okay, I don't leave my room without making my bed. That's a little irrelevant, but it's also a thing for me. It helps me feel like I've really started my day. I make my bed and I open my blinds. Go to the gym. It started off with being a morning routine thing, but now because I'm set in stone in my routine, I can kind of go any time of the day. But how I had to reach that level of like dedication was I had to start off in the morning. So that's me tapping into my mornings are really important to me. Spending that time with myself before I give my time to my job is really important for me. So within this process, I did end up finding employment again. You know, it was more work from home work. I work from home for a while now. Sometimes it's not what it is. Everybody's like, dang, like you like, of course I will always enjoy not having to be to a building on time. If I'm feeling some type of way, I can roll out of bed and answer this meeting call with my camera off and have a great productive day looking like somebody's son. And I like that. So getting my business off the ground, I had to settle in on, like I said, I wanted to be about progression, elevation. So I wanted to zone in on my top 4 words of progressive individuals. This is purely my opinion. I know people who see these shirts, they like, I want it to be custom. I want mine to say this. I want mine to say that. But being true to myself, respecting myself as my first audience, and then understanding that my audience will come. It's not really about what I think will be loved. It's really about me developing what is true to me, right? And then who is meant to love it will love it. Yeah, keep that in mind. Don't forget that. So I'll start with the shirt that I have on now, Intellectual by Choice. For me, that was me owning my research phase, okay? So there's a lot of times where I spent countless hours in front of this TV on the other side of this ring light, YouTube. Anything you want to know is on YouTube. Like, even for example, I was in this cybersecurity program where I was studying for my CompTIA certification, right? And I had reached a point where I felt like my instruction was just failing me. And I really spent way too much time communicating with everybody in my world that like, oh, this teacher is not good enough. I ain't gonna never learn with the way that this teacher is. But at the end of the day, you gotta own what you want, right? So I hit YouTube. I started finding material. I started finding people who took the test like a week ago. I'm tapping in. I'm really on it. And I pursued that because it was what I wanted. So that's just an example, but Intellectual by Choice is really for the researchers. It's really for everybody who stop and say, I want to know more about this, so I'm going to go get that knowledge. And I don't mean to belittle anybody who's ever asked anyone else for knowledge, because it's still the same process as seeking out what you do not know at the moment. All in all, well and dandy, the same is intellectual, because you are choosing to be a self-taught learner. You are choosing to go after what you did not learn in school. to summarize it plain and simple. Bold by choice for me is being able to maintain who you are in any arena and be authentically you, right? So it's not obnoxious. What that means for me is that when you enter the room, your presence precedes you. You know what I'm saying? Like, people can kind of feel you. Like, I did an open mic the other night at Jonathan's, and I was a little bit late. I'm like, dang. So when I get there, they had already done the sound check. It's already quite a few people like in there. So I'm like, how am I gonna sound check with this live band? Oh my God, what's gonna happen? So I just walked right up to the musician, and I'm like, the DJ's playing music loud as I don't know what, but me and you right here, let's figure something out. And when I got over to him, he was like, and I was like, okay, my bad, dang. And he was like, no, like, you just walked over to me with such authority, like I didn't know if I was in trouble or not. And I was just like, you know what? That's cool. Large groups of people used to just shrivel me right on down. Like, I had to look head down, 10 by 10, because it's just too much. But now I do a lot by myself, right? It's part of being independent. I go out to eat by myself, I go to the mall by myself. Being able to, walk through.
I'm looking like a man when I walk through.
Just walk through. Yeah, I like that. Evolving by choice. Come on. You know where you started, you know where you are. Listen, if you're not evolving, I don't know what you're doing, because it's so much in this life for you to really take on and just put it under your wing and just be better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look for the growth in all experiences. Stuff does not go my way. I tell people all the time, I've really grown as an individual. Like, once again, if you knew me, I used to be a very reactive type of person. I used to kind of let things get to me. Stuff always had to make sense for me. You know what I'm saying? But I let go of that. I kind of felt like things is getting the best of me and things are taken from my energy. So now I like to process everything with perspective. I got it tatted on my arm. Perspective, because every letter is going in a different direction. Because why? We all see things differently. And that's so major to me, because it allows me to release everything and just know that at the end of the day, we don't have the same walk of life. So instead of choosing to be offended, I can just choose to just be better and make sure I don't ever make anybody feel how somebody made me feel. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna handle what need to be handled, okay? But listen, it's all in how you do it, with grace and class and dignity. And you can walk away from any situation knowing that you're still you, okay? And a lot of emotional intelligence comes to play in that. I've really been working on myself for making that effort to just be better. You know what I'm saying? So last but not least, nomad by choice. And I'll tell you, I don't like, and it's funny because as I, I read the room, as I've been doing, my sales and everything, my top selling shirts have been bold and evolving. And by no means, it's not about sales at all. But I've noticed that, like, maybe, a lot of people aren't that familiar with nomad because, and it may be rightfully so, because not that many people have had the opportunity to travel and, really see the world. But, like, I encourage you, like, you got to see the world. And nomad, for me, it was introduced by a good friend of mine, Noya. She calls herself Noya the Nomad. If you see my first interview, that was the first interview I did this past February when I was in Dubai. I don't shy away from travel. And I'll tell you why. Because when I was in college, I had the thought, but I was like, who gonna send me out of the country? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to graduate. And my brother went to Peru. He studied abroad in Peru, and he had an amazing time. And I was like, okay, if he going, I'm going. So I started doing my feelers. I did my research. And when I say it's easy, but it's hard, I really want you to hear me. It's easy, but it's hard, okay? Because what's right up under our nose is that a lot of these programs out of the country can really be less expensive than the program that you're in at your university in the States. It's all about your research. It's all about knowing where you want to go. And I kind of didn't think twice. I stayed in Rome, Italy, and I was there for 6 months out of the year. Biggest growth experience in my life. I had 5 other roommates. It was a shared apartment. It was my first time really navigating on my own. That was literally my first plane ride by myself, was out of the country. Like, you gotta be able to be a critical thinker. You gotta follow instructions. You gotta know deadlines. You gotta know time frames. I mean, it was my first time with public transportation, and like, I had to have different apps to know, like, what time this bus is coming. I got to get all the way across the city. I got to get to class. I didn't have no out the country, have fun type of experience. I was in like 5 classes working my ass off, and I wanted it. So reeling it back in, I wanted it. Okay, I was out there doing communication and gender studies as well as international business, and them classes wasn't easy, man. I'm telling you, like, and I made such good friends, and we was out and about. I'm telling you, we was in a club, like we were all over the place. We made some great connections. We were all over the city. Like, my parents probably don't even know this, but we found this really good club that was like far away. We had to take like 3 buses to get there, and the club didn't close till like 5:30, 6 a.m. So we would take our, like, it would be like one bus that would get us back like kind of close, and then we had to walk the rest of the way because the buses kind of stopped for a little break until like probably like 8 a.m. So I'm making my way home in the daylight, like dolo, like God got me, like looking to my left and my right, like please don't play with me, because my parents would be so mad that I'm out here like I'm out here. But God willing, we made it through, and it's just learning experience. It really toughened me up for real, because I had to do a lot of stuff on my own. And so yeah, so that was the spark of my nomad by choice, because you different once you see the world. Once you see that it's just all these different experiences and these different cultures, you elevate your cultural competence, and you just come back with a different outlook, a different perspective, a different way of thinking, and a different way of getting in where you fit in. It's all about adaptability. So it's all a full circle movement for me, because I see one word moving to the next, right? So I see that you are bold because you're authentically you, but you're evolving into your boldness because you find the growth in every letdown, every make or break, every high, every low. While maintaining that evolving, it turns into intellectuality, because as you evolve, you're only going to want to know more, right? You're only going to want to feel like, I want to join in every conversation in every room. Granted, like, that's a bit excessive, but I mean, to have the ability to join in any conversation is a power play that can't be ignored, right? So once you're intellectual, you know more. And then once you know more, you want to see more, right? So then we're into the nomad by choice, because we've got to see the world. And I love to vocalize that. I've said this like an elevator speech so many times, but you know, for the people that are really here with me and chimed in, and like, you never needed an explanation, you saw the words and you were like, yes, by choice. I just want to say I love you and thank you. It means a lot to me. I don't do this for sales. All my friends and family know that I've had these shirts for a long time. Like, when I started this brand, I wanted to make sure I started with an authentic and official blueprint for my brand. So I got these shirts made at the beginning of 2020, and I kind of been sitting on them because I wanted to develop my website. I wanted to learn. I built my own website because everybody I tried to hire wasn't really getting there for me. And although my website is not amazing, it just shows, it speaks to my journey, because I like to reiterate that all of this was happening as I was having the idea. My idea was my idea as it was my idea. Like, I can't make this up. So I am building my website. I am learning about shipping. I'm learning about e-commerce. I'm learning about the different sites. I'm learning about, you know, all the different things that come into play. It wasn't easy. Sometimes I had to, like, my first time trying to ship off orders, I tried to go on the weekend. I tried to go to UPS. UPS is not even open on Sundays, I believe. And so that I had to return shipping labels, and then I had to buy new shipping labels, because what I found out in that moment before I left UPS, the lady didn't really tell me much of anything, but I'm standing there like, it's got to be some questions I could ask. It's got to be some stuff I don't know, because when I wait till Monday to get these orders out correctly, what could possibly go wrong on Monday that I don't want to happen? So I'm like, does the post office not allow you to send packages with a label that's in the past? And she was like, oh yeah, no, like, you need a new label. And I'm like, so that would have been me taking myself up to the post office on Monday, hurt feelings all over again. But it's about what you want. When you want it, you'll sift through the weeds. And it's a growth thing for me. I truly see this brand being bigger than me. I see me able to bring people on. I see me able to be doing events, me able to be like, I really want to get back into my interviews. I know I've only done one interview, but I've got to get back into my interviews. And honestly, that's really all on my car. I had a very big hiccup concerning my car, and it's a call coming in. Lord have mercy. yeah, I had a very big hiccup concerning my car, and I'm still dealing with that now, but God has just blessed me in so many ways. He's blessed me with the people in my life. He's blessed me with my working from home and having everything I need within close proximity. So once I get back mobile, y'all gonna listen when I DM you and I say, hey, I've been watching you, let me interview. I hope to link and I hope to make magic. Another thing I want to share some spotlight on is my vision board. I don't even have to really show you for real, but I'll just lift it up. It say 2021 in the middle. It might look empty to you, but it is split into different sectors: personal, business, and miscellaneous. This is my first time. 2021 was my first time getting serious about a vision board. I don't even know why. I didn't have no New Year's plan. Me and my girl, we were like, girl, let's do it. We met up and we made them vision boards. And as I sat there and looked through those magazines, I got really serious about manifesting what I wanted, how I was going to turn into the boss that I know I can be, how I was going to get my health together and get in the gym, how I was going to grow, really just spending time with myself and talking to myself, talking with God. I got back in church in January of 2020. I'm still involved in that. It's been a great opportunity for me because it allows me to sing and use my voice. And that's one thing I prayed for before 2020. Pray for more experiences for me to use my voice. And on my vision board, I included, branching out, doing more open mics. I want to do an open mic every time I hear of an open mic, okay? Like, I'm dropping music this year, and I'm saying this on this video to hold myself accountable. I'm dropping music this year because your girl can sing, okay? And I'm tired of being in the shadows. I love y'all. I love y'all music, but I'm finna sing. So yeah, with that being said, here's to Wordy Little Wednesday. Be on the lookout for me by choice, because I'm on the lookout for y'all, because honestly, support local, support small businesses. I want to see all of us win. And don't be afraid to reach out to me. Don't be afraid to tell me what you're thinking. I like feedback. Don't be afraid to tell me what you want to see. I'm thinking about doing different sets. I think that I'm done with the tees finally. Basically sold out. This word right here is not selling out that much. I don't know if y'all don't want to false claim, but I need y'all to have faith in yourselves, and I need y'all to know yourselves. Y'all have come a long way. Y'all are greatness in the making. Y'all are on the rise. Y'all are figuring things out that you once didn't know. So own it. Own it. Love that. Live that. Living your truth. Walking your truth. Don't be afraid. Take risks. Just cultivate peace. You know what I'm saying? Assess your circle. Assess your needs. Assess who you are. Make sure that you're giving everything you expect to receive. It's all about that full circle moment. I'm rambling now at this point, but thank you so much if you made it to the end of this video. Yeah, by choice.